Welcome back, everybody, to the Benzinga Fintech Awards. I'm Kyle Bazzi, president here at Benzinga.com. We have our next interview coming up right for you, nCino with CEO and founder Pierre Naude. Pierre, welcome to the Benzinga Fintech Awards.
Hey, welcome, and thank you for having us.
All right, so I really love some of the banking stuff that's going out in the fintech space right now. You guys are a newer company in the space. For everybody that doesn't know, explain to us what nCino is and why you guys started the company.
nCino has been around for about 3 years, and what we realized is to solve the problem in banking, to stay compliant while you optimize all your processes and how people actually interact with each other inside the bank, as well as how you interact with your clients outside. Think of the nightmare of applying for a loan with a bank today. Well, we actually compress that process down by about 40% by providing a very flexible platform to automate and tie together client relationship management, or CRM, with workflow processes, enterprise content management, as well as a business intelligence layer coming across that. That gives you real-time insight into all your productivity as well as your quality inside every department and stage of your loan inside your bank.
All right, awesome. We're going to dive more into that in just a bit. Where did this idea come out of? How were you in the space, or how did you start it?
Well, the great thing is this idea came from a bank here, Live Oak Bank. They are a specialty lender in the SBA 7A world, and they do very high volume nationwide lending, and they realized they had to optimize processes. So they built the systems for themselves starting in 2009, and by 2011 they realized they had something special because they literally can do the same loan volume with about a third of the people than a traditional bank and the way the banks operate. And that's when they asked me to come and start nCino in Wilmington, to take that platform from the bank. We productized it and rolled it out.
All right, obviously everyone is pretty familiar with the industry of banking right now since the crash in 2007. What has the landscape been like, and why is this an opportunity? Are there a ton of banks out there that are looking for the solution?
Well, right now, the hottest space in the banking industry is commercial loan origination. And the way banks can grow right now, there's lots of focus on commercial lending. But how do you compete in a low interest rate environment where literally banking is becoming a commodity? Well, there's two things you have to look at. The borrower only wants to know two things. The first one is, am I approved? And the second one is, when can I get the money? And so you have to have speed. That's your weapon to compete with. And that's why we believe with our system, where you can actually have people working concurrently on that loan, and we reduce that speed by about 40%, that loan life cycle. That's your differentiator going forward.
All right, now your tagline on the site says leader in cloud banking. Explain to us what the actual product and solution is for the bank and what their problem is.
So the problem the bank has today, that as loan volume increases, there's a direct correlation between hiring and adding people, which is costly. In addition to that, they struggle with competitiveness because the time it takes to close these loans, okay? And it's like herding cats, you know, getting all the documentation together, do the underwriting piece, and finally get the money in the hand of the borrower. So what we've addressed is, number one, put in the hand of your loan officer a full 360 view based on Salesforce.com's world-class CRM, so that you have an intelligent conversation with your borrower. Number two, we've taken all the banking processes and put it on the Salesforce.com, Force.com platform. So it's all cloud-based. We don't deploy any servers or any software on your site. So that speed of implementation is significant, and we can do a large bank, 100 billion in assets, in about 6 months, where typically these projects would have taken 3 to 4 years. In addition to that, we accumulate all the documentation around that client 360 view, which means, what a novel idea. The moment I pull up you as a customer, I can see all the documentation you provided me. It's simplistic, it's easy. And then finally, a business intelligence overlay to do full portfolio management as well as productivity management inside the bank. The end result of this, you're more competitive because of the speed you bring to the market. You've got a much higher degree of compliance because the system tracks everyone who logs in, every action they take, as well as all compliance issues. When the examiners comes in our clients, it's not an issue at all. The examiner logs into the nCino system and actually do a full review of the loan portfolio through nCino. There's no more paper files. We have two key elements here. Never enter data twice, and truncate all documentation at the first point of entry or the first bank officer who touches that. And that drives this efficiency.
All right, now talk to us about some numbers. I love learning about the growth of younger companies. Can you share any metric numbers with us to show how successful you guys have been?
Absolutely. So here's the great thing. We focus on innovation and reputation and speed. We built the company on those very specific value systems. And so in year one, we signed up 12 banks. And we said from day one, each will bring us 2 that will buy from us. So in year 2, we signed up an additional 22, which got us to 34. And then last year, we went all the way to 81 customers. So as you can see, the referenceability from our customers is driving our success. Here's the other interesting fact. Our smallest bank today is 150 million in assets. Our largest customer, which runs exactly the same level of software, is $200 billion in assets. So we're attacking the market from the bottom up, and we're now into the big, large regional banks. We've done some scalability testing, and we can go all the way up to the largest banks in the world. So we've tripled the company in revenues every year in existence to date as well.
Awesome! Wow, that is fantastic, and what a great business this must be with those kind of numbers. All right, at the end here, Pierre, we always ask for a 30-second pitch. Tell us why nCino deserves to win the Benzinga Fintech Awards as one of the most innovative companies.
I believe that nCino will actually transform the way the banking industry process information, data, and client relationships. The retail banking environment is problematic with a very high costly infrastructure of branches and people. I believe that the future of banking is a lot more social mobile by going to iPads, electronic interaction. I know we today have solved mobile banking and the transactional interface of withdrawing, transferring, and looking at balances, okay? But I do believe the interaction of loan processing and deposit taking, etc., will all go mobile, and nCino will solve all of those problems. So we are the front of transforming the way the banking industry will interact with its clients, and also the most valuable clients, starting with the large commercial enterprises as customers. We will drive down into the retail functions as well in the short term, and we will cover loans as well as deposits in the near term. As such, this will be the way you operate your bank, not the way you transact with your bank. Senior management will sign into nCino in the morning before they do any email, because that will be where all the information will sit, as well as their day-to-day tasks.
This ain't your regular piggy bank anymore. All right, nCino and CEO and founder Pierre Naude. Pierre, thanks for joining. It was great to learn about the company.
Hey, thank you very much for your time today. We really appreciate the opportunity.
All right, if you want to go see more of nCino, you can check them out at BenzingaFintechAwards.com. Also see the other 115 companies that apply to show us why they're one of the most innovative fintech space. Until next time, this is Kyle Bazzi. Thanks for listening.